Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of my 180SX build. In the last episode I removed the wheel tubs and it's left my strut towers looking a little bit vulnerable. So yeah, in this episode I'm going to make some tube bracing for the strut towers. I don't think it's necessary to go full tube front on this yet. Maybe in the future if I have a crash or some sort of impact in the front, then yeah. But for now we're just going to try to keep factory radiator support and stuff like that. So yeah, I went and bought some steel and some tube, and yeah, also a cheap tube bender. So yeah, this is the bender I bought. Yeah, they're a prick to use. They don't bend very well, but there is some tricks to make them to bend reasonably well. And yeah, the best way I've found is filling the pipe, packing it with sand. Yeah, so this is a pipe that I done earlier just to muck around with it and try to feel it out a bit. And yeah, so this is what I'll be doing. So that's my first sort of try. It's not terrible. But it's not great at all. But we'll definitely get it a bit better, and yeah, I'll show you how I'm going to do it. So I've just made up a quick template for my base plate, and yeah, I'm just going to transfer that over onto some steel. So yeah, that's what my first bit looks like, and I'm just going to go through and trace that out. And then I'm just going to cut it out with an angle grinder. Once I find my safety glasses and earmuffs. Cool. So there's my first go at it. It's going to need some tidying up and whatnot. Cool, so there's my two bits. Yeah, I've gone and tidied up the areas where I'll be riding to and exposed the metal. So I've had to make it tie into this part as well, so I can weld it to this part of the chassis and also weld it around. And what it's going to do is just going to give, it's going to spread the load. You know, if I just welded the bar to one point here, this is only thin metal and it will just be quite weak. But with this plate, it's spreading the load throughout this whole amount. So yeah, I've done this side. It's got the foreman checking up on me. Oh, side eyes. Good on you, Gil. Yeah, so yeah, let's get into that. I'll just weld these up. Cool, so that's one side all welded in. Yeah, are they the best welds in the world? Definitely not. Am I confident that it's not going to go anywhere? 100%. That's all that matters, is that the car can go sideways.
The next day.
Cool, so it's another day. Yeah, run you through how I get this pipe bender to do somewhat decent bends. So yeah, it's a bit of a process and it's a bit of a pain in the ass, but yeah, proper tube bender. Tube and pipes, different apparently. Yeah, tube bender, which is what raw cages and bash bars are made out of, is like 1,500 bucks for a cheap one. This was like, yeah, a couple $100. So duct tape the bottom, one over the top, one around the end, just to cap it off, but nothing too crazy. And then, yeah, you just gonna want to fill it with sand. You're gonna need to pack the sand in as you go. You need to get it in there real compressed so it's got to stick. Yeah, just compress it in. It's a bit of a process. It's kind of a pain in the ass too, but gets the job done. Yeah, so obviously take off the masking tape, tap all the sand out, and yeah, you're good to go really. Just chuck it in your bender. Little bad boy over here, and yeah, go for gold. So I made up this cool little thing as well. So it's just literally toothpicks, and it can slide over the end of the pipe, and yeah, and it can make shapes like, yeah, you can buy this, it's a tool obviously, but they're hard to find in New Zealand and they're kind of expensive. But yeah, it can literally just like, yeah, make the shape that I need. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. It's literally just some toothpicks and a little bottle from Save Mart that I used, and I just chopped it and used the center bit and melted it around the pipe. So yeah, I can use this to find angles on other bits and pieces as well, which is I'll quickly just show you. So yeah, when my bar's going up in here, yeah, it can just form to the angle that I sort of need. Yeah, it's not a very good example I just done because fuck, I'm trying to do two things at once. But yeah, you get the gist of it. Yeah, I've got a cameraman today just following me around. Yeah, it's like this little fucking thing that just follows me. Yeah, so I don't really have the best way of trying to teach you or show you how I got these cuts, but what I did do is I just had a bunch of off cuts and little bits of angles and stuff, and just started chopping stuff until I've made it work. And yeah, so this is for this side. Not gonna lie, I spent like quite a bit of time on it, and it fits mint. And I was like, shit, okay. And then started on the other side, and yeah, it was kind of a little bit stuck. And then I picked up the wrong piece, and I picked up that side's one, and I swapped it around, and it fits mint. It fits better on this side than it does on that side, which I'm pretty stoked about, because it's got like 45 on an angle one way, and then this one's got a different 45. But yeah, because the piece is pretty symmetrical, it almost, yeah, I don't know, cracked it. So yeah, I'm going to crack on and get this other piece cut up to shape and yeah, finessed into place. And so I've got done my first cut, and I'm pretty happy with how that's fitting in up here. So yeah, I'm just going to keep trimming until this can move back to the same as what it does on the other side. Cool, so yeah, that's all done. Those are all welded in. I'm just going to make up a couple of gusset plates. Just got some cardboard templates, CAD, cardboard aided design. Yeah, so I'm just going to mask these up and chop them out. Cool, so I've chopped my 2 bits out. Yeah, just shaped them up with the angle grinder and a flappy disc. And yeah, I've went and got some of these cool little dimple dies. One of the local fabrication shops 3D prints these out of like a carbon material. They seem to work pretty well, and the price is right. Yeah, so I'll put a link for those in the description. But yeah, so I'm just going to run a center line down the middle of these. Just going to use my square, and I'm yeah, just going to run a center line to keep everything nice and uniformed. Yeah, then basically I'm just going to, so yeah, I'll be using these, which is a 1 inch and 1.25 inch drill piece, and I'm just going to use these for visual references, and I'm just going to space them out accordingly. I've got another one here. Yeah, they're just going to go something like that. Here's my first little reference. I'm just going to put a slight mark here, and then I'm going to swap those out back for these and just see what it looks like again, if there's enough room, because the dimple die needs to obviously fit on the material without it moving, right? Cool, so I'm pretty happy with where they're lined up, and I'm just going to go and just put a dot in the center of these. They actually ended up not being on the center line. And that's because of the shape of the piece. It would look funny if they were just straight. I sort of did want to curve them around and follow the shape of the metal. Which I'm going to actually do. Yeah, I'm going to do that. New plan. We're working on the fly, so yeah. Yeah, I've just clamped my pieces to a block of wood straight to the bench, and hopefully it's going to hold it in place. Just going to hit it with some CRC to try to lubricate it. Don't want to go and dry it. So I'm just going to drill it out. nice like that. So I'm going to go through and do all of these. Yeah, it's just drilling the holes. Sweet, so I've got my holes all drilled out. Nice and clean, cleaned it all up, made them nice and tidy. So yeah, get the dimple die. Yeah, put it on one side obviously. And just put it in the vise. And just send it really. Yeah, not too bad. I'm stoked with that. You want to make sure you put these in the same way, otherwise you can screw it up. Yeah, mince. Happy with those. Looks really good. Yeah. I'll do the other side and show you what it looks like. Cool. So there's my two gussets. Yeah, not bad, not bad. So yeah, let's chuck these on. Yeah, so it's all done now, it's all welded in. I've got it etch primed, all sealed up to stop any rust. So yeah, really happy with how it's turned out. Yeah, it looks super cool. It serves a purpose. Yeah, it's tidy. So yeah, pretty happy. First time I've done anything really like this. Yeah, the dimple dies came out real good. So I've also added these braces. I haven't welded them in yet, because I'm not too sure if I'm going to run them, as they take up valuable real estate in the engine bay. My catch can normally sits over there. I've got one that's made to fit in there. So yeah, I'm not too sure if I'm going to run that, but yeah, super stoked. Yeah, so in the next video I will be tackling the roll cage. It should be turning up in the next few days, so yeah, super stoked about that. Yeah, if you want to watch along, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, you know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.